Okay, Leicester City have sacked Brendan Rodgers. Been a poor season. Running out of games to save themselves. They're currently 19th with 25 points. As I'm recording this video, West Ham are beating Southampton 1-0. After the defeat to Crystal Palace yesterday, they'd slipped into the bottom three. West Ham were below them. Also, following that result, other results have also gone against them yesterday, as I'm recording this video. Now, the Everton situation could have a part to play in the final outcome of the season. Will they get a points deduction and all that? That's a separate issue. The Leicester situation is this. Brendan Rodgers have been there for quite some time. And I'm not one for advocating sacking managers all the time, but he'd been there a while. Yes, he'd won the FA Cup with them and taken them to a European semi-final. That's fantastic. And they finished fifth in that FA Cup winning season. They haven't kicked on. They've gone backwards under Brendan Rodgers. Last season was a bit of a disappointment. This season, you could look at some of their transfer business, letting players go, not really signing adequate replacements. There's some players off contract this summer, which is a concern as well. And they haven't kicked on. They've gone backwards. 7 league wins on the season. They're 19th currently with 25 points as I'm recording this video, because West Ham are currently beating Southampton 1-0 and have jumped out of the relegation zone if that result stays that way. The Everton situation, I mean, Everton could be facing a potential points deduction. That could have a bearing on the final outcome of the season. Now, circling back to Leicester, had they left it too late to make a managerial change, to change the momentum? Whoever comes in on an interim or permanent basis, have they got enough time to salvage the end of the season, keep them out of trouble, keep them up? And should they have made a change earlier? There's been a lot of unrest with the fan base, the Brendan out campaign, for some time. They haven't kicked on from that FA Cup win and that 5th place finish and a European semi-final. They haven't made that progression that was expected after they lifted the FA Cup a couple of seasons ago. And they are facing, they're sitting in the relegation zone. They're facing relegation in the face with the current form they're on. And teams around them got results yesterday. They didn't. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. There are other teams around them that also have some pretty patchy form as well. But only winning 7 league games on the season is just not good enough. Now, they have a better defensive record than some teams around them. So if it does come down to goal difference, that goes in their favour. But they've got to arrest things. Who do they get in? Who do they bring in? There are some managers available. Obviously, Spurs have parted ways with Conte. God. Obviously, Everton have changed manager this season as well. I always say this: clubs that change managers don't end up being successful. Now, he had been there a while. Had things gone stale? Was it time to move on? Have they left it too late? These are all questions to be answered. Who do you think should come in and replace Brendan Rodgers? Had they already got someone lined up? Were they planning this sacking even before the Crystal Palace defeat? So we'll see if they get someone in by next week. Maybe the board and the chairman have already got someone lined up to replace him. But there's a lot of questions to be answered by Leicester, because I don't think the squad is as good as what it was when they lifted the FA Cup, and there are players who are off contract in the summer anyway. They've let Kasper Schmeichel go, for example. It hasn't been great defensively. They're not scoring enough goals. Whoever comes in, can they rejuvenate this team with what little time is left? 8 games left in the season? Whoever comes in, can they have that impact to keep them up? Because, as I said, with Sean Dyche getting sacked by Burnley last season, I felt that was a mistake and they got relegated. Now they're doing very well this season in the Championship, but I did feel they left it a bit late with Sean Dyche, or they should have stayed with Sean Dyche. That was the Burnley situation. Is this the right move? Well, time will tell. But thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll have some more content for you very, very soon.